After returning from the mortal realm, Xu Feng kept thinking about Jinmi. Her innocent words, her puzzled gaze, the way she smiled without knowing her own heart. All of it lingered in his chest like a flame he could not extinguish. He had long understood what these feelings meant. Yet Jinmi, locked inside her own ignorance, had no clue at all. On this day, Xu Feng finally made a decision. He could not suppress the emotions burning within him any longer. Standing beneath the endless night sky, he went to Jinmi and confessed. He admitted openly that he had already fallen for her. His voice was steady, but beneath that calmness was the storm of a heart that had been yearning far too long. Jinmi, however, blinked in confusion. The word love was foreign to her. She could not grasp its meaning, nor did she understand why Xu Feng's gaze carried such intensity. The barrier in her heart, born from her ignorance, shielded her from the truth of his feelings. It was at this moment that Xu Feng, the chief of the floral realm, appeared. Her face was grave, her tone sharp, for she had long seen danger in the closeness between Jinmi and Xu Feng. She warned Xu Feng sternly. As the second prince of heaven, he must not entangle himself with Jinmi. Their destinies, she said, were not meant to cross. The heavens and the flowers were not to be bound together by love. Xu Feng listened in silence, his eyes unwavering. Changfeng's words were heavy, but his heart did not waver. For him, Jinmi was no longer just a flower sprite. She was the very center of his world. Yet, faced with such a warning, he did not argue. Instead, he carried his resolve silently within, knowing that his love would only grow stronger despite the opposition. That night, Jinmi lay in her chamber, troubled and restless. Though she did not understand love, her dreams betrayed her. In the world of dreams, she saw Xu Feng and herself bound together by threads of fate. She felt a warmth she could not name, a yearning she could not explain. Even in her sleep, she reached out, trying to grasp the figure that stood beside her. When she awoke, the memory of that dream lingered in her chest like an unspeakable secret. Meanwhile, in the heavenly palace, the Emperor of Heaven sat in quiet contemplation. Before him lay the captured beast, Qiangqi, fierce and dangerous, a remnant of chaos from the ancient times. Many advised that it should be destroyed at once, for leaving it alive was a threat to all 6 realms. But the Heavenly Emperor's ambition ran deeper than mere safety. He declared that Qiangqi would not be slain. Instead, it would be kept alive, sealed, and under his control. With it, he could unify the 6 realms, ensuring that all powers bent to heaven's rule. His words carried not only authority, but also a hidden desire that revealed the vastness of his ambitions. Xu Feng, standing before his father, understood the danger. He also knew that his own path, entangled with Jinmi, would one day collide with this grand design. Between duty and love, between loyalty and longing, the choices ahead would only grow heavier. At the same time, whispers of the past began to resurface. Old wounds, buried secrets, and the fate of their parents cast long shadows over the present. What seemed like a simple warning from Changfeng, what appeared to be only the Emperor's decision, were in fact threads woven into a far larger web. The love between Xu Feng and Jinmi, fragile yet unstoppable, was destined to be tested not just by misunderstanding, but by the storm of destiny itself. And so, on this night, the stage was quietly set. Xu Feng, who had bared his heart, Jinmi, who dreamed of feelings she could not name, Changfeng, who sought to sever their bond, and the Heavenly Emperor, who harbored ambitions to rule the 6 realms. The tides of fate began to turn, and neither love nor power would remain untouched by the coming empress. She spoke of Xu Feng's recent injury in the demon realm. For one as powerful as the fire god, it made little sense that he could be harmed, especially with Lu Ying at his side. Something was strange, Suohei said, and perhaps the demon realm was hiding the truth. The Heavenly Empress narrowed her eyes and ordered Suohei to investigate further. She was to look into Qiangqi's sudden appearance and also watch closely whether the three demon kings had secretly allied themselves with Runyu, the night god. Suohei then approached Kuanglu, the young immortal who served beside Runyu. With sweet promises, she tempted the girl. If Kuanglu would spy on Runyu's every move and report back, Suohei would see to it that she was promoted to serve near Xu Feng, with her choice of 5 powerful generals as companions. But Kuanglu shook her head. She had chosen to serve Runyu willingly. It was not fate nor punishment, but her own decision. Suohei warned coldly. Refusing would mean offending the Heavenly Empress herself. Only then did Kuanglu realize that this was not Suohei's scheme alone, but the Empress's command. Shaken, Kuanglu returned to Xuanji Palace and confessed everything to Runyu. She finally understood why this palace was always so empty. Runyu had long dismissed those who could not be trusted, but she swore to him that she would never betray him, no matter what the Empress demanded. Runyu, quiet as ever, thanked her for her loyalty. Kuanglu begged him to be careful, for the Empress's eyes were everywhere, waiting for the smallest mistake. Meanwhile, in the floral realm, Jinmi gazed into the water mirror, longing to catch even a glimpse of Xu Feng among the stars. Her heart carried a silent wish that he might appear before her once more. Suddenly, the air stirred, and Runyu appeared without warning. He told her softly that Xu Feng was safe, that she need not worry. Then, with a wave of his sleeve, he conjured a shower of falling stars. Jinmi's eyes lit up with pure delight. She begged him to take her out of the mirror world. Runyu hesitated, then nodded. With ease, he shattered the barrier and led her into the open skies. Jinmi's admiration for him grew. His power seemed effortless, his presence calm yet unshakable. Far away, in the demon realm, Gu Chengwang fumed. His men reported that the Heavenly Emperor had done nothing after promising action once Qiangqi was released. Gu Chengwang cursed the Emperor for being untrustworthy, just as he had been during the Great War years ago. It was Gu Chengwang who had helped him ascend the throne, only to be betrayed afterward. Now, though Gu Chengwang had schemed to release Qiangqi, the beast had fallen back into heaven's grasp, leaving the demon realm at a loss. His plan to overthrow the demon lord had collapsed. But Gu Chengwang was patient. He declared that while the Heavenly Emperor chased his ambitions, he would bide his time. One day, the demon realm itself would rise and dominate the 6 worlds. Back in heaven, Suohei once again stood before the Empress. She reported that her spies confirmed Xu Feng had indeed been wounded by Qiangqi, and that the 3 demon kings had no secret dealings with Runyu. Yet troubling details emerged. Jinmi had been with Runyu and Xu Feng during the chaos. Worse, when Qiangqi escaped from its sealed prison, she too had been in the chamber. What had truly happened, no one knew, but Suohei was certain Jinmi played a role. She added that the nightshade vine, a sacred plant of the floral realm, had been lent to heaven. Why would the floral realm, usually opposed to heaven, agree to such a favor? The Empress listened coldly, her suspicion growing. She ordered Suohei to keep this matter hidden, and sent her own trusted servant, Chiwan, to the floral realm to uncover Jinmi's past. Disguised as a blossom, Chiwan entered, but soon returned in defeat. A powerful sigil of peony magic guarded a courtyard he dared not cross. Hearing this, the Empress's suspicion deepened further. She decided to go herself. When she arrived, she demanded to meet Jinmi at once. But Changfang, the floral chief, firmly refused. This only fed her doubt. So the Empress went in secret, slipping through the garden until she reached the water mirror. But when she flung open the doors, she found the chamber empty. Jinmi was gone, for Runyu had already taken her away. In his quiet Xuanji palace, he saw how Jinmi fretted over Xu Feng. Gently, he told her the truth. Xu Feng had taken the nightshade vine and recovered, but his palace was crowded with visitors, and if Jinmi went there, she would surely be discovered. She sighed in disappointment, but agreed. To lift her spirits, Runyu took her to the heavenly river, where endless starlight reflected across the water. Jinmi marveled at the beauty, yet felt sorrow at Runyu's loneliness. She offered him a small pouch of Ep5 seeds, saying that when they bloomed, she wished to see them together. Runyu's heart softened. He promised to care for them, and when the flowers opened, he would invite her back. Jinmi then asked to stay in Xuanji Palace. Runyu, unable to refuse her, agreed, but soon news came. Changfang was on her way to heaven, demanding Jinmi's return. Runyu thought quickly. If Jinmi truly wanted freedom, she must vanish beyond heaven's reach. He decided to hide her in the mortal world, where no divine senses could easily trace her. With a spell, he cloaked her aura, gave her the disguise of a young man, and named her Prince Lingguang. Before leaving, he entrusted the local land god to watch over her. His words were gentle, his care meticulous, yet beneath it was a quiet ache he never revealed. Jinmi wandered the mortal streets with wide eyes, curious about everything. By chance, she encountered Yan Yu. The two greeted each other warmly, and soon strolled off together, laughing as though no worries existed. Elsewhere, in the residence of Lord Luo, the heavenly emperor lifted a cup of osmanthus wine, gifted by the water god, Luo Lin. He sighed, recalling that years ago, his beloved Xifen had adored this very drink. Even now, he dreamed of her often, her smile tinged with sorrow. Luo Lin cut him short, reminding him that the past could not be undone. The emperor then spoke of his true purpose. He wished Luo Lin and his wife to attend the empress's upcoming birthday banquet, lest her suspicion and the gossip of other immortals grow too great. Reluctantly, Luo Lin agreed. Meanwhile, Suohei visited Xu Feng in Chiwu Palace. She found him troubled, his face clouded with sorrow. She asked gently if it was because of Jinmi. Xu Feng gave a bitter smile. He said he did not even have the right to grieve for her. Suohei told him of the Empress's fruitless search in the floral realm, hoping to ease his mind. But just then, Changfang arrived, demanding Jinmi's return. Xu Feng stood firm. He had given Changfang his word, and he would not break it. Moments later, the heavenly Empress appeared, her voice sharp as she accused the floral realm of slandering heaven. Xu Feng quickly stepped between them, begging for peace. He promised Changfang that he would find Jinmi and return her safely. Only then did Changfang withdraw, though her doubt remained heavy in the air. And so, in the 10th episode, threads of suspicion and secrecy entwined ever tighter. The Empress hunted for the truth, while Runyu quietly shielded Jinmi from every danger. Yet, as heaven and demon alike stirred with ambition, the fragile bonds of love and loyalty faced storms that had only just begun.